Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of the Beginner Flexibility Yoga Challenge. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to start on all fours with our left leg making hip circles. So you're just bringing that foot around in circles. Now switch directions of that circle. This is a wonderful warm-up for flexibility in the hips and the legs. We're doing 10 circles each direction. Now you can go ahead and drop that foot. I'm just turning my Apple Watch on here. Now bring the opposite leg up and you're going to make 10 hip circles facing forward. So circling that leg forward. Now bring it in the opposite direction. Back to all fours. Now come into a down dog. Your heels can be as lifted as much as you need along with your knees bent. I'm showing that here. The big thing is you don't want your back to be rounded. Now go ahead and bend one leg, then the other, getting into the calves. Bend, switch, bend, switch, bend, switch. Now back to center. Drop your knees. You're going to make a hip circle in each direction, then push back to down dog. Switch sides, drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, opposite side, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction. Getting nice and warmed up here. We're in down dog now, walking it out, bending one knee, then the other. Bend, extend. Back to center. Now go ahead and step one foot forward. You're going to need blocks for this one. So you're going to bring one block on each side of your foot and you're going to bring your hands to the blocks. What this is going to do is lift the floor so it makes the pose more accessible. You're in a lunge here and you're going to rock back and forth. So back, forward, back, forward. You can always change the height of the blocks too, so take it to whatever level you need. Back, forward, back, forward, back. Now you're going to bounce up and down. Just some little bounces here in the lunge. Hold. Now you're going to extend the front leg, bend. Extend, bend. When you extend, you want to bring your foot up so you're getting to the calf. Lunge, extend. Your leg does not need to come all the way straight. Bend, extend. What you can do, I'm showing that here, is you can raise your blocks a little bit. So this is a little bit more accessible and maybe you can get that leg straight. You can bring your hands to your hips here or your knee. Now move the blocks to the side and step back into that down dog. Walking it out, bending one knee, then the other. Hold. Bring your blocks back, step your foot forward to the opposite side. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. So back, forward, 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 back. Now do some bounces. Hold. Hold that lunge. Then we're going to extend that leg, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, hold, raising the height of the blocks. Step forward, so you're in a forward fold here. You're going to bring your blocks on the medium setting in front of you, just holding the blocks. You can also bring your hands to your hips here if the blocks aren't accessible, just bending one knee, then the other. Now you're going to go into pigeon. So you're going to bring your left knee forward, your right leg back. Your foot's going to be in towards your hip. And right now I want you to think of squeezing your inner thighs together so your hips lift slightly off the ground. Then drop. So engaging your muscles, lifting and dropping. Engage, drop, engage, drop, engage, drop. Lots of active flexibility as we lift, lower. Now fully lower, bring your hands to the mat here. If you feel a little more bendy, your foot can come out a little bit. The further out your foot is, the deeper it's going to feel. Just holding in pigeon here. Straight spine, hips facing forward. Now we're just going to switch sides. So swing that leg around. You're going to bring your right foot in, lift using your inner thigh muscles, and drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Hands to the mat. Hold in your pigeon. So you can see how my foot is in towards my hip. If I were to bring my foot out, so my shin is parallel to the front of the mat, that's the full variation of this pose and will feel a lot deeper. So bring your foot around into butterfly. Start wherever your feet feels natural to bring. You're just going to bounce your knees up and down like you kind of did probably in grade school. Bring one hand to your ankle, one hand to your knee, and just push down gently. Switch sides. Now push down with both hands ever so gently. You want to feel like a pressure but not a pain. Now we're going to change angles and show you kind of how that changes a stretch. You're going to bring your feet out in a really wide diamond. Plant your hands on the mat or on some blocks, as I'm going to show here. Straight spine, bend at the hips, not the belly. Just hold. You're going to feel this really, really deep in the outer hip and glute. Now you're going to bring your feet in as close as possible. Do the same thing, hands on the mat or the blocks, and bend forward. You're going to feel this a lot in your inner thighs, inner hip. Awesome. Bring your blocks to the side if you use them. You're going to extend your left leg in front of you. Bring your hands above your head. Now what you can do is bring the blocks to each side of your foot so you can bend forward slightly. You want to keep your spine straight. Again, bending at the hips, not with like your head leading. So your belly button should be like the first thing that would touch. Point and flex your foot, getting into the feet here. Point. Hold. Flex is going to feel more difficult in this posture because you're going to get the added calf stretch. So switch sides, shake your leg out, then bring that left leg in, extend the right leg. Now bring the blocks to either side of you, hands on the blocks, bending forward slightly, as much as you can while still bending at the hips and not rounding. And if that means you don't take the bending over variation today, perfectly fine. Flex, bend, flex, point. Point your foot, hold. Come forward a little bit more if you can. Now bring both legs in front of you. Shake it out. Rub your legs a little bit. Get connected to your body. It's really easy in today's world to feel really disconnected from your body, especially as women. So take that time to connect. Point flex the foot. Now raise your left foot and make circles. Switch directions. Right foot, circles. Switch directions. Point your feet. Use your blocks on each side of your legs and start to go forward. So I'm showing you what that rounded looks like. That's what you don't want to be doing. See how straight my spine is. You can bring the blocks closer to you. I have my feet flexed. You can keep them pointed if you want to just lighten the stretch up just a little bit or work into the tops of your feet. So what you can do to deepen this just a little bit is bend your elbows slightly and lift. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, hold. Awesome. Blocks can go to the side. Scoot your hips forward. Give yourself a nice big hug, my go-to. Then roll backwards. Awesome. So feet are just planted on the mat here. You're lying down on your back. You're going to need that strap. You can use a towel, a belt, anything that would simulate a strap. You're going to bring that strap around the bottom of your left leg, and you're going to straighten that leg. So that leg can be pulled in a little bit closer to you to feel the stretch. You can also keep it completely straight up and down if that's a deep enough stretch for you. What I want you to focus more than bringing your leg close is bringing your leg straight. Now bring your leg to the side. It can go just slightly to the side. It doesn't need to go all the way down. It can go just a little bit. Back to center. Now shift so your toes are pointed towards the opposite edge of the mat and pull slightly. Now open the leg. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center. Now extend that bottom leg. So now you're in a deeper hamstring stretch and open your leg to the side. Again, it does not need to come even close to that deep. It can just be a little bit to the side, just working into that inner thigh. So you can get rid of the strap. You're going to plant now your left foot, bring your right foot into the strap. Again, you can pull that leg in close or you can keep it lifted, but you want to be thinking about keeping a straight leg more than a leg really close. Open to the side. Center. Bring your toes towards the opposite edge of the mat. Pull a little bit. Getting that IT band. This is a better angle of that stretch. Bring it back to center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center, side, center, towards your face, center, hold. I did forget to straighten my bottom leg on that one, so feel free to pause and take that variation. You want to match both sides. You're going to come into a happy baby here, grabbing the outside of your feet, bringing your knees towards the edge of the mat. You can bring them in slightly or all the way down. You want to focus on keeping your spine rooted into the mat here. So not letting the middle of your back arch. That's going to be the tendency here. So just lift your knees a little bit if you feel that happening. Tuck your tailbone under. Hold and breathe. Plant your feet on the mat. Bring your hands to your heart. And if you want, you can come into a reverse butterfly. Amazing job on day 2. I'm so proud of you. Please stay tuned for day 3. I have some fun stuff planned, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.